Okay, peeps, welcome back. So today we're going to be going over our buys, sells, and dividends for March 10th through March 16th. Let's get it. So this week has been kind of a crazy week. There's been a lot that's been going on, but we've managed to basically manage it all. It's been an exceptional week. Yeah, we've been doing pretty well. Actually, the last couple of months things have really been on fire for us, so we are kind of expecting for Bitcoin, kind of a pre-having retracement, so to speak, which we kind of did see play out the last day or two. We'll talk about that in a later video. But anyways, with that being said, let's get into it. So we're going to go over the numbers here real quick, and then we will go over the actual trades and positions and whatnot. So the cryptos that we traded this week in terms of native crypto in the grayscale trusts is AIOZ, Dash, Render, Engine, Zcash, Banker, and ETCG, which is the Grayscale Ethereum Classic Trust. Native crypto profits that we took was $273.63 on Engine, $528.75 on AIOZ, which I believe we then used to buy $500 in Zcash. And you guys might be wondering why we're doing that. Well, Zcash could potentially do a 10x from here. So AIOZ's already had a run up. We do think it's going to go up to at least 12 to 18 bucks, somewhere in there. So it's still got a long ways to go, but it's good to have some kind of diversity, exposure to different sectors of the crypto market and so on. And we also took $207.17 in profit on Render. So that brings the total in crypto profits native crypto profits that we made this week to $1,009.55. So now if we're going over the dividend profits, we made $129.88 on Coney and $87.46 on MSTY. Keep in mind, this is just taking profits on the positions. This does not include dividends. Which we did get paid dividends a lot, actually. So, some people don't like taking profits on dividend paying positions. That's fine. They just want to buy and hold whatever. We like doing it because it compounds our money faster. Uh, like we always say, what's the point of getting paid once when you could get paid twice, right? So, anyways, that number comes out to $217.34, as you guys can see right here. So now we have the options premiums. So we made $300 on SoundHound. We closed out the in the money trade that we had, basically for $300 in premiums. So the way that works is, we had $1,500 as our cost basis. Our average cost was $4.95 per share times 300 shares. So that's how you get that $1,500. And then we sold an in the money covered call for $1,650. And we would have ended up parting with our shares for about 50 cents. So obviously 50 cents times 300 is 150. So you guys can kind of see where that $300 in premium came from. So we basically flipped it. We went from in the money to out of the money, and then we closed the out of the money one and decided to take profits. It was worth it for us to do that, in my opinion. So it freed up some more capital. It gave us some more additional money to work with to be able to buy other things. And then on top of that, we got HUT 8. This week we did an out of the money covered call. So basically the strike price is above. So the strike price would be both above the market price and our cost basis. So no matter what, even if we get the shares called away, we're going to make money and keep the premium. We're hoping not to do that, but we'll show you guys that in a minute. So that basically comes out to $108, 36 times 3. Cypher is $10 times 3, which is equal to $30 in premium. It's not a lot, but again, the minor stocks haven't been doing much as of lately. So that total comes out to $438, as you guys can see here. The next big win that we actually had this week, which was the biggest, was SoundHound. So we made $1,018.17. Pretty good trade. I think we sold around $8.50 or something like that. We thought it was going to go up to 12, but it pulled back. So we said, screw it. We're just going to get out and take the profit. We can get in later if we want to. Pretty good trade. We did say before that we feel like we didn't get the full piece of the pie that we wanted. Now we do. So it's $1,018.17. And the last amount here is $1.46, as you guys can see on the second to the right there in dividends. And that total comes out to $2,684.52 for the week. So let's go ahead and go over some of these. So you guys can see the $1.46 here, WBA and 3M. These were the only positions that we got paid dividends for this week. We honestly have to pick up some more dividend paying stocks that pay us roughly around this time, pretty much the middle of the month, because we don't have a lot of those, unfortunately. So at some point in the future, we'll pick it up. But the only trades we had this week, as you guys can see here, is basically just the BSTZ buying back in. Let's see, this was on the 11th. So yeah, that trade would have taken place on Friday to be executed on Monday. And if we take a look at Webull, you guys can see that not much has changed here. We still have the same positions. So look at the dividends. You guys can see we already got paid dividends from the Yield Max funds last week, I believe it was. So let's actually go over to the crypto portfolio first, and then we'll do the rest of it. Or not crypto. Let's do the Grayscale Trust here real quick. So as you guys can see, we're still massively in profit on these two positions here, BCHG, LTCN. In my opinion, I think BCHG and LTCN are just starting to run up. I don't think we've seen the real moves on these yet. We bought a little bit more ETH Classic on the dip, so we have about $1,000 in this. Yeah, I actually need to go over to the Activities and Orders tab. I'm not sure why I did that. That's pretty weird, but anyways, you guys can see that. So we added one share here. We were just kind of dipping our toes in, waiting to see if it was going to dip more. And then when it did dip more, we added another 10 shares at basically 1560, and then another 2 shares as well at 1550. So added basically another couple $100. So that's pretty much it for the Grayscale Trust. Now we'll go over to the native crypto. You guys can see all the positions we have here. We have AIOZ, Horizon, Bitcoin, Dash, Filecoin, Graph, Render, Scale, Engine Coin, Fetch.ai, Crypto.com, Zcash, Banker, Doge, Ethereum, Litecoin, and we have some other positions too, but they're not here. So these are the current positions. We'll take a look at the AIOZ first. You guys can kind of see the transactions. Okay, so that was last week. So that was also last week. So basically, we had, I believe, $1,200 in, and then this was obviously, you guys can see the difference here, the 528.75. So we basically sold this into USDC, and then turned around and bought back in with USDC at pretty much the same price. Because again, in my mind, I think AIOZ is really cheap. The AI narrative is going to be extremely hot this bull market. I could easily see AIOZ going up to $12, maybe 15 or 18, or maybe even higher than that. I would say 18 is pretty realistic in my opinion. So now we'll take a look at Dash. So let's see here, Dash. So we got March 3rd. That was earlier the month. Okay, so March 11th, 1507.72, as you guys... wait a minute. Did we actually even make any profits on Dash? Hold on a second. Let me look at this. Sorry, guys. Give me just 1 second here. Oh, shoot. My bad. So we did make profit on Dash. We made $152.75. So I actually need to add that here. So plus 152. Oops. 152.75. So the total actually comes out to 2,837.27. And let's see, 152. 75. Let me just double check this one more time, make sure this is accurate. Yeah, so we took profit on this on the 11th. The cost basis was 1,355, and then obviously the total was 1507.72. So you guys can kind of see how that lines up here. So 152.75. I mean, you guys can do the math. It should be pretty obvious the numbers are lining up. So then we went back and basically rebought back in 1,355 here. So we'll go over render here. And again, I will say, because we have multiple different portfolios, this stuff is actually pretty hard to keep track of. We do not have our stuff like with any like online service that you can sync up to or anything like that. We keep it all on spreadsheets. It's strictly offline. I'm pretty sure the whales out there in crypto do the same thing. They don't keep their stuff online because they don't want anybody to know what they're doing. But obviously, you can look up a public address and see what anybody's trading, right? That's how people follow the whales. So here's the transaction on render. It's basically where we sold. This is where we bought back in. So the next one here is on Engine Coin, and Bitcoin and altcoins did just have a major drop. So now is, in my opinion, is the time to be buying the dip. We're going to buy the dip starting again tomorrow morning. So let's take a look at this. Nope, that was earlier in the week or month. So 1373.63 lines up pretty perfectly. So obviously the 273.63 would be the profit. So we had 1100 in, and then we bought back in the 1100 at 67 cents. So that's Engine. As you guys can see, this week we added both Zcash and Bankers. So that's pretty much right here. A lot of people would say that Zcash is kind of a shite coin, like it doesn't really do much of anything, just like Dash. But in all honesty, I mean, these tokens did still go up in the last bull cycle. They just did not go up as much as some of the newer, hotter altcoins. So, but they did still go up. So there's the potential to make like at least, I would say on both of these, even at current prices, probably at least a 8 to 10x, I think is realistic. So you can see we bought some Dash here. Basically, we took a piece of the profits that we had from other positions and moved them over to here. So $30 there, 270 there, 200 there. And we'll go down to Banker. This is actually another one that we held in the previous bull market. I'd have to go back and look, but you guys can kind of see like we even had it earlier in 2023. Kind of just really scroll back here, 2023. You guys can see we've had it in the past. So it looks like, no, that was also 2023. Okay, so here's the first one. So $40 here, $40 here, 150 here, and 270 here. So that's everything in terms of native crypto. Now we're going to go over to the dividend paying stocks. So you guys can kind of see like, well, I actually got to click on show more here. So you guys can kind of see the history of what's going on here. So we got our dividends here, and then we basically took a market sell here, as you guys can see. Sold out for a profit, of course. We're not going to sell for a loss. So basically there was our market sell, market buy, market sell, market buy. Obviously, you can tell that we made profit because the sell is greater than the buy. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. We'll go down to MSTY. As you guys can see in after hours, this thing is just absolutely nuts. It's at $41.50. We've never seen a yield max ETF get this high before. It's just crazy. So, you guys can see the obviously the sells and the buys here. These sells are greater than the buys, once again indicating that we took profit on this position. We did not sell for a loss. And I actually have to look up SoundHound because we don't currently have it in our portfolio because we sold out for profit. So yeah, we had a couple call rolls that we were trying to do that we could not get filled. So unfortunately, that just kind of is what it is. But basically, obviously, the difference between our cost basis, which was 1,500, compared to this 2,518, should tell you that that's 1,018, 17 in profit. And you guys can see where we bought in down here. So I'm trying to think of what else. So we scroll down, you guys can see at the bottom here, we no longer have SoundHound, so we decided to get out of that. We have been buying some YMAX and FEPI. We actually bought FEPI this week, I believe. Yeah, we bought some FEPI this week, so we'll take a look at that. You guys can see that we bought $60 worth here, basically on the 14th and today, so roughly about 2 shares worth. Because, of course, the FEPI what is it called? The FEPI X date is coming up on the 26th. But kind of what I think we're going to do is we're just simply going to skip FEPI going forward since the halving for Bitcoin is next month, and we're just going to buy strictly MSTY and Coney going forward into the bull run because that could be just absolutely massive in addition to crypto. So the other thing that we'll look at is the covered calls. This is the last piece. So Cypher, once again, $5.50 call. This is a covered call with the strike price above both our cost basis and the current market price. So $30. So basically $10 times 3 contracts. The expiration date is 4/19. Kind of our plan with these options contracts is we plan on basically rolling up and out, so raising the strike price and furthering out the expiration date as the prices move up with the bull run. We're going to see if we can pull this off without actually getting called away. Hopefully that's the case. We'll see. Or we may just, I mean, if prices really go nuts, we may just go ahead and close it early because, we really don't want to get our shares called away at, say, on Cypher at like $10 when the Cypher price tops out at like 50, right? And that would obviously not be good. So HUD 8 strike price, $10. You guys can kind of see the details here. Expiration 4/12. If we take a look at the delta, current delta is 0.28, so that basically means we as the sellers basically have roughly about a 72% chance of a profit, with the contract expiring worthless and getting to keep the shares. So $36 times 3 contracts, the expiration date is 4/12 and the strike price is $10. So all in all, a total for the week, $2,837.27. Pretty good week if you ask me. Anyways, hope y'all enjoyed this content. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see y'all later. Peace.